What happens when Earth's mightiest heroes become Earth's hungriest monsters? Imagine Spider-Man swinging home after saving the city, only to sink his teeth into Aunt May and Mary Jane. Imagine Captain America, not as a symbol of hope, but as a rotting corpse leading an army of undead Avengers. Imagine Hulk, so consumed by hunger that not even his rage can control the devastation he leaves behind. This isn't a nightmare. This is Marvel Zombies, one of the darkest, bloodiest, and most shocking sagas Marvel has ever created. And with Marvel Zombies officially coming to Disney+, this once underground horror comic is about to step into the mainstream. But before that happens, let's uncover everything: its twisted origins, the fall of our beloved heroes, the cosmic horror that rewrote the multiverse, and why this story remains unforgettable nearly 20 years later. Buckle up, because after this, you'll never look at your favorite heroes the same way again. The birth of Marvel Zombies. To understand Marvel Zombies, we need to rewind to 2005. The concept first appeared in Ultimate Fantastic Four, written by Mark Millar. In that story, Reed Richards discovers a dimension where the Fantastic Four are zombies. Fans were hooked immediately. The idea was so insane, so brutal, that Marvel gave Robert Kirkman, the same creator behind The Walking Dead, the chance to expand it. And Kirkman didn't hold back. In Marvel Zombies, 2005, the infection spreads across Earth, turning nearly every hero and villain into flesh-eating predators. But here's the twist. Unlike normal zombies, these monsters remember everything. Their intelligence, their powers, their personalities. The only difference? Their hunger is infinite. This made the series unique. It wasn't mindless undead. It was Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, all conscious, all guilty, and all addicted to the taste of flesh. How the infection works. So how does the virus spread? It starts with the Sentry, the Superman-like figure of Marvel's universe, Patient Zero. Once infected, he spreads it to other heroes at lightning speed. And because these are superheroes, once one falls, the rest follow like dominoes. Spider-Man gets infected by Colonel America. Yes, Captain America, but zombified. He tries to resist, but hunger wins. In one of the darkest moments ever written, Spider-Man devours Aunt May and Mary Jane, before breaking down in guilt immediately after. That's the tragedy of Marvel Zombies. These heroes know they're doing something wrong, but they can't stop. Powers only make the infection worse. The Hulk can literally eat an entire population in seconds. Wolverine's healing factor doesn't cure the virus, it just keeps him alive, rotting forever. Reed Richards becomes obsessed with studying the virus, to the point of willingly infecting the Fantastic Four. It's horror mixed with tragedy, because these aren't just monsters, they're fallen icons. The fall of Earth's heroes. The infection spreads faster than any war Marvel has ever written. The Avengers fall, the X-Men fall, the Fantastic Four fall. Even villains like Magneto can't stop it. One by one, the protectors of Earth become predators. But here's where Marvel Zombies gets especially twisted. They don't just kill, they hunt. Iron Man uses his armor not to protect humanity, but to track down survivors for food. Giant Man, Hank Pym, secretly keeps Black Panther alive in his lab, cutting off pieces of him to eat slowly, like a grotesque ration system. Spider-Man swings between guilt and hunger, constantly crying over what he's done while looking for his next meal. It's not just gore, it's psychological horror. These heroes still remember what it meant to be good, and that memory makes their downfall even darker. Enter Galactus, cosmic horror. Now, imagine this. Earth's population is nearly gone. The heroes are starving. What happens next? Galactus arrives, the devourer of worlds. Normally, Galactus is unstoppable. He consumes planets, not people. But in Marvel Zombies, the undead Avengers do the unthinkable. They attack him, not to save Earth, but to eat him. It's one of the most insane battles in Marvel history. Thor's hammer, Iron Man's armor, Hulk's rage, Wolverine's claws, all tearing into a cosmic god. And somehow, they win. The zombies devour Galactus, absorbing his power cosmic. And in that moment, they evolve. No longer bound to Earth, they become Galacti-Zombies, cosmic predators capable of devouring entire universes. This is where the horror leaves Earth and spreads to the multiverse. The psychology of Marvel Zombies. Here's what makes this story more terrifying than any normal zombie apocalypse. The heroes aren't mindless. They know. Spider-Man remembers every face he's eaten. Captain America still feels the weight of responsibility, but he keeps killing anyway. Hank Pym rationalizes torture as science. Reed Richards sacrifices his family in the name of discovery. The infection doesn't erase who they are, it corrupts them. That means every bite, every scream, every moment of hunger is done by someone who knows better. And that's scarier than any shambling corpse. Marvel Zombies, sequels, and spin-offs. The original 2005 run was just the beginning. Marvel Zombies 2 set 40 years later. The zombies return to Earth after devouring worlds, only to find survivors rebuilding. Marvel Zombies 3-4 introduces Machine Man and Morbius hunting zombies in alternate realities. Marvel Zombies return a miniseries exploring alternate endings for key infected heroes like Spider-Man and Wolverine. Marvel Zombies vs. Army of Darkness. Yes, Ash Williams from Evil Dead literally fights the Marvel Zombies. Marvel Zombies Resurrection, a modern reimagining, adding new twists to the infection. Each series pushed the concept further, sometimes cosmic, sometimes horror comedy, but always unsettling. Marvel Zombies in the MCU. Fast forward to today. Marvel Zombies has officially entered the MCU. The first taste came in What If? Season 1, where a zombie virus spreads during Infinity War. We saw undead Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and even zombie Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Fans went crazy. Now Marvel has announced a full Marvel Zombies animated series on Disney+. And here's the big question, how dark will it go? The comics are brutal. Cannibalism, gore, psychological horror. But Disney Plus has limits. Will Marvel keep it PG-13 or lean into the R-rated potential? Either way, expectations are massive. Because fans know, if done right, Marvel Zombies could be one of the most unique, trend-shattering stories the MCU has ever told. The darkest moments. Let's run through some of the most jaw-dropping, gut-punch moments in Marvel Zombies. Spider-Man devouring Aunt May and Mary Jane. Heartbreaking. Hank Pym keeping T'Challa alive to feed on slowly. Pure nightmare fuel. Zombie Hulk eating until his stomach literally explodes. Galactus being torn apart and consumed by heroes once considered noble. Colonel America's half-decayed skull exposing his brain in battle. These aren't cheap shocks. They're deliberate ways of showing that power, when corrupted, is scarier than death itself. Why Marvel Zombies still matters. So why does Marvel Zombies stand out after nearly 2 decades? Because it's not just about gore, it's about tragedy. It asks, what happens when heroes we trust most lose their humanity? What if power doesn't save us but destroys us? In a way, it's the ultimate deconstruction of superhero culture. The infection isn't just a virus, it's a metaphor for corruption, addiction, and how easily even the greatest among us can fall. And maybe that's why fans love it. It's horrifying, yes. But it also reminds us why heroes matter in the first place. Because without their morality, their powers become nightmares. So here we are. Marvel Zombies began as a shocking side story. It became one of the darkest alternate universes in Marvel history. And now it's about to explode into the mainstream with its own Disney Plus series. The question is, will the MCU embrace the horror or water it down? And more importantly, if you were dropped into the Marvel Zombies universe, could you survive? Would you hide? Would you fight? Or would you eventually give in to the hunger like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and all the others? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more deep dives where cinema collides with horror, multiverses, and the craziest what-ifs Marvel has ever imagined, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning.